Yo, what's good, you clown monkeys? My good peoples out there, what's happening? It is your guy in Quantum Mirror back with you again for yet another iteration and drop it like it's hot stream. Okay? So today we're going to cover something that I thought was near and dear to me that I think we need to talk more about. Okay? That's not enough of this out there. I see it periodically, but not consistently enough to where I feel comfortable enough about it. I'm not seeing the level of strength in today's topic, which is don't get caught lacking in the streets. Okay? This is like a TED Talk. Combative Science is 101, if you didn't already read the title and see the thumbnail. Okay? We're not going to make this too long or too drawn out or too over-encompassing or whatever have you, overarching. We're going to make this very, very precise. Okay? I want to start out by giving you guys a little story of something that just happened to me. Over the past few days, believe it or not. It's about street awareness and understanding your surroundings and understanding how people think and how people have, deficiencies mentally. Some of the things they go through out there. And if you haven't known or don't know me, I'm in Quantum Mirror again. And I have a background in this particular type of work, this particular type of study, this particular type of information. This is something I've been doing for 37 years now, okay? And that's understanding the mindset of a would-be opponent or a would-be attacker or would-be transgressor or the like, however you want to say it, okay? Been studying people and their movement patterns upstairs and here physically for the better part of about 37 years now. Started training in combative sciences, boxing when I was 10 years old. No plug on my age though. I know I look it though. I got the gray in my beard and all of that, but trust me, don't let that fool you. I'll say it this way. With that length of time, that period of time with watching, studying movement patterns, studying speech, understanding body language, it's not always what they say with their mouth. Sometimes it's what they do with their actions that you have to worry about. Believe half of what they say, but all of what they do. You've heard that before? If you haven't, you heard it from me. Now, I can start by saying this before I get into my spiel of the background, the attitudes, actions, and things like that, what I think are omnipresently important. Let's start here. So about 3 or 4 days ago, I was out in my yard doing some work on the yard work and all that good stuff. And then I said, I better go ahead and wash my car because it was sitting there. I was kind of getting a little dirty. I said, yeah, let me go ahead and just hit that. I was already hot, and you know what? While I'm out here, I may as well knock it out, right? No harm, no foul. My front yard. So I go in my garage, I grab my hose, boom, hook it up, turn the water on, bam, I'm spraying the car. Now, my son comes home and he pulls into the driveway and he is having to swap spots. So we get in there, we want to swap the spots of the cars that are in the driveway. So we go to swap the cars out. So I'm helping him with all of this, navigating the traffic. And as he's about to pull back out into the median of the road so we could swap spots, a car is coming from the east side of the city and coming down the west side. It's going from east to west, traveling. And it's going slow because it believes, or the young lady in the car believed, that my son would have pulled out in front of her onto oncoming traffic. And that's not what he was doing. He was pulling into the median in the middle of the 2-lane road, and she was going this way, but he was pulling here, not here. And she decides to slow down, and he's doing this because he's pulling like this. He's not going like this and cutting her off. He's going like this to go like parallel with her. She didn't know that, and he was going extra slow. He had been doing like a half a mile an hour. I mean, he was easing out real slow. And see, this is the thing. Idiot people will take root of anything and just go with it. Even without fail. Even without any information to make them believe something is what it is. They'll take the very first thing that they believe in their mindset and they'll just run with it. Oh my God, the sky is falling. Oh yeah, you're guilty. You're doing something to me. And you're like, what? So he's pulling out, and this idiot of a young lady is driving by really slow. Now my thing would be, if you're driving by slowly like that, in your mind, you shouldn't be worried about what anybody else is going to do because you're going slow enough to stop your car in the event that that person would cut you off. No. Not in this lady's case, no. His vehicle didn't even cross the center line of oncoming traffic. It was on this side of oncoming traffic. But yet she took it in her mind to believe that he was going to cut her off. So she started honking the horn, and she's probably like 15 to 20 yards away before she even reached the part of where we were. And so she's honking the horn, and I can hear her running her mouth. And I'm standing out there with the hose, look like Mr. Rogers. Water just squirting out the hose. And I'm just sitting there like, is this really happening? Like, in real time, I'm watching this. In real time. But I can tell you this. I never leave my house without proper protection affixed to my body. And if you know me, what's in this bag was actually on my person. It wasn't in the bag. It was on me at this time. So, you know, I had it in there, and I'm like, okay, whoever this is talking crazy and I didn't know who was in the car. Cat tinted windows, so you don't know what you got going on. And I'm like, what is going on? And she's just, hyena. See, this is the problem with a lot of our youth. And for a black lady, a young black girl, had to been 20, 21, to be that youthful and to automatically just snap off like that, and no one's causing her a threat. And we're all like, and my son is like trying to apologize to her, like, calm down. And he's looking at her in his windshield. But by the time she passes the house, he's turning behind her. He's like, oh, you gonna talk like that? And she's just going off as she's cruising down the road. And I'm standing there and I'm like, get out of here. Like, go. Just get lost, man. And I'm telling my son, I'm like, calm down. He's fired up. He's like, oh. I'm like, no. He's like, this is why I can't stand these stupid people. I'm like, yeah, I know. Just relax. And she said, I'm like, get lost now, you know, like, and when I did like this, my shirt came up a little bit, and I think she saw it, and she was like, oh yeah, it's time to go. And she bawled out. Now, I wasn't going to do anything like that, you know, it wasn't to the degree where I felt my life was threatened, but it's just an example of how quick things can switch. But you have to be mindful of things going on around you. You have to be able to watch the attitudes and actions of people that are circumnavigating your surrounding. Okay? These people are everywhere in life. This is the exact reason why I'm doing this live. It's because of that. And then, you know, you'll run into situations like that, but I don't run into crazy situations personally on a day in and day out basis. I do not. I typically tend to give off a certain gravitas. People don't like to try me like that. It's probably not wise because, I got a little screw that's loose in there. People that know me know, but the people that really don't know me don't know. I try to put a blinder up so people won't notice. But I have a tendency to get a little irate and very, very combative. So I said, we're going to let that young lady get out of here before whoever else is in that car. It could have went crazy. It could have been people in there with weapons. I don't know. But we decided it was best because, we were near our home. We was in our driveway. So I'm like, nah, we don't want that energy coming back this direction. So let that go. Now, had that been out in the street and it would have taken it to another level and escalated, then we would have had to respond accordingly. But thank God it did not. Cooler heads always prevail. But it's not the action that you have to worry about getting involved with people. It's about what you do with your mind first before you engage people. You win the fight before you fight. It's just that simple. Most of the fights that you'll win here first. Whether you have to get physical or not, doesn't matter. But you can defeat a person here before you either have to get in their face, before you start the shoving match and all this stuff, before you go swinging on somebody. You can literally defeat them up here before you even get there. I've mastered that, by the way, to a degree to where I will never even have to put my hands on you. And I would prefer it that way. But sometimes I get in that mood where I just want to wreck shop. I just want to go ham on people and just start crashing people out, start breaking people in half and stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to worry about the aftermath. Like, what's that going to cause? It's going to cause a legal bill. It's going to cause an attorney bill. And you got to go to court and argue about why you did it. And a person getting messed up to the beyond recognition. We call it FUBAR. Y'all remember Lethal Weapon? Part 1, Mel Gibson. You're going to get FUBAR. And I know if you don't know what that means, effed up beyond all recognition. I practice the terminology of FUBAR. Because if you mess with me, you're going to get FUBAR. I ain't playing around. I am not playing. Okay. So, in hindsight, I think I made the right choice. And sometimes in hindsight, I'll say rather in foresight, when you're in the scenario, you kind of feel like you're a wuss or something if you walk away and you back up. Because the ego wants to talk to us. The ego wants to make us feel like we got to do more. Like, oh, you didn't get in that person's face and start choking that guy. But we never think about the aftermath while we're in our heated parts of our anger, right? Displaced anger or whatever will have you believing that you didn't do enough. Because you will believe that you should have gone ham and you should have choked the person and knocked them out. And it would have felt good while you were in that action. But the moment you would have to gone to court or buying yourself out of jail or, deal with the legal consequences of hiring an attorney for 15 or 20 grand, you think better of it the next time. You'd be like, maybe I didn't make the right decision to break this dude's jaw. Maybe to fracture his femur, I could have done something else, because they're going to sue you. Because people's pride gets in the way, right? So it's like this. I'll sum it all up in one shape, fashion, or form to basically allude to the degree of thought that in today's world, no one's really getting physical that much. You do see it. You can see it all over Instagram or TikTok. You see people fighting and stuff like that. It does happen, but a lot of times it ends up with gunfire and weapons being drawn and stuff like that. That happens a lot. Okay? Make no mistake about it. Let's not fool ourselves and believe that it's going to be a simple scenario of just a sweaty WWE wrestling match. Because most of the time, people in the street can't fight anyway. They have this wild way of self-defense. And everybody thinks that they're still the guy they were when they was in 11th grade. Even though now you're like 39. I don't know why people think that, I won this fight back when I was 17, and I put a hurting on the dude. I had him on the wall, and I was on the wall. I was jabbing him and hooking him, and and people tend to believe that they're still back at that time. They'll transport themselves back into 1999 or something when they were fighting somebody in the gym, the high school gymnasium or something, over a basketball game. And here you go 20 years later, they still think that, oh, I'm that guy, because I was able to do some stuff when I was 17, and I wasn't sitting on about 65 pounds of Cheetos and heavy bad breath, because I've been sitting on the couch all day watching television, and I didn't get out and walk the neighborhood and burn some calories. I didn't take any combatives training. I just relied on my street fighting ability that I learned when I was 13, 12, or 14 or whatever in the neighborhood, back in the old hood. Here's the thing about that. You can go out there and try to physically encounter or physically battle with someone who has either similar attributes or lesser attributes than you. You might win, then you might lose. But the fact of the matter is, you never prepare for the guy who is trained. That's the thing I keep trying to tell people. Had a discussion with one of my business partners about this yesterday, actually. Shout out BJ. And we were talking about this thing. E, you already know what you know where I'm going with this, E. And BJ knows where I'm going with this too. But it's like, most people out there have this ego. See, the ego is the very first thing that you have to worry about when you're out there in the street. It has nothing to do with your attributes. It has nothing to do with what you're good at. It's about the ego of the person that you're going to encounter and what they're willing to do or not to do. Because God forbid, Lord help us, that you run into a person that's level-headed, that can think and process situations and circumstances to talk your way out of it and de-escalate. Guess what? Not always the case. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it's going to be people's ego that's going to be right here, and this is what typically gets people in trouble. You have no concept and correlation of what the ego will do to you post the fight, post the encounter. You have no idea of what that's going to look like, because you're so ego driven, you're so affixed into the situation that mentally you're talking about, in your head, you're having a conversation with yourself. You're the devil and the angel on each shoulder. Shout out E and BJ. E with those Krispy Kreme donuts. You know what I'm talking about. BJ. Anyway, I digress. A little inside joke for my business guys. They know who I'm talking to. But you have the devil and the angel on each shoulder. The devil is telling you, knock that dude out. Choke him out. And the angels is like, yo, man, chill out. This might not go so well for you. Relax. And the devil was like, nah, you got to show everybody out here that you ain't for that. And you're going to knock this dude out. You're going to put a hurting on him or whatever. And the angel's like, yo, please do not touch this guy. He might have 18 friends in the crowd that might jump in on you or something. You just never know. Most of the time, the better scenario would be to walk away. I didn't say run away. I said walk away. Watch your back, though. You know what I'm saying? It's best to just de-escalate a lot of this stuff, okay? If you don't have to get involved physically with anybody, the very first thing to do is de-escalate. I know. Tough guys out there. Tough guys of the world. Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. Nicky from Casino, right? I know everybody want to be tough. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. First of all, most of you tough guys out there really aren't that tough. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to call you all. Most of you guys are that masquerade. You're tough. You're not tough. You have not come across a guy who is tougher than you that can show you that you're not tough. Maybe you were tough, like I said, in the 11th grade when you fought that football guy or something. You fought a guy on the soccer team because he, did, and you had to jack him up in the locker room. Okay, you won that one. That was against an untrained guy that has concept of real combat. My point is, there are many people out there with correlation and concept of real combat, and you might run into one of them. But you better hope and pray that that person has leniency and resiliency or restraint baked into their psyche. You better hope they do, because if they're unhinged and they're skilled, they're going to hurt you. Better to be wary, cooler heads prevail. So I say that to say this. When you are out there in the street, the first reaction is, a lot of the times, most people who have displaced anger, displaced fear, displaced unaccomplished livelihoods or unachieved goals or whatever, you just feel like, oh, today I ain't taking it no more. Today I'm standing up. I'm gonna knock this guy out. Today is the day. He picked the wrong guy today, boy. I'm gonna hurt this dude. I've been waiting on this moment for years. And today this guy drew the right number out the hat, and he's about to feel my power. I'm about to lay this dude out. And actually, it's going to be just a shouting match for the most of it. At first, he's going to be over there, you're going to be over here, and it's going to be la 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 la. Well, guess what? Unless the guy is hell bent on attacking you, right? He's probably going to just stand over there and keep running his mouth. Mutual combat needs not to be attributed to such a scenario when you can literally take those two legs and turn around and go the other direction. Chances are, if it's mutual combat and it's just a verbal shouting match, you more than likely will never see that guy again. If it's somebody out in town you're going to come across that's just trying to cut you in line or just talking smack or doing something crazy or saying something crazy to you. And it's easy for you to just say, you know what, man, I'm not going to waste my time and deal with you. I'm just going to walk away. Easy for you to do that. That's the best thing for you to do, is just to get out of there. It's no need, really, to engage a person who is verbally aggressing you. That means nothing. I don't care what you say. Now, I get it. Most guys are going to say, oh, but you ain't going to disrespect me and all this and that. Okay, but what is disrespect to you from a person that don't even know you? Do you want the respect of people that don't even know you? I mean, I get you want to be respected, but having respect from a person that doesn't know you requires earning that level of respect. Because if you earned it, they wouldn't disrespect you. See, we get it all wrong. We tend to think that that person disrespected me as if he knew you and it meant something to you, as it counts. Well, like I said, the moment he runs his mouth and says what he got to say and call you out, people like that will call out anybody because they don't have respect for themselves. But you're just another person in a cog of the wheel that he's targeting, and you're going to fall for it, and you're going to get more than you bargained for. It's better to say, you know what? Hey, man, you can say whatever you want to say to me over there. Over there. No problem. You on that side, you're about 45 feet away from me. Talking all of that. You way over there. I'm ugly. My grandma is this and that. My mama this and that. Okay, fine. You don't know me. I never met you. You don't know my grandma. You don't know my mother. You don't know my dad. You don't know anybody in my life. So whatever you say has no gravity, has no weight and measures to it. It's just a hot bag of air, just blowing hot breath from way over there, thank God. And he's funking up the environment with his funky breath, talking crazy. And little does he know that if he was closer to me blowing that funky breath, I would melt him right where he stood. But it's better for you to stay over there and do it. Now, that's why I draw the line. Now, okay, I'm saying you got to be a wuss, guys. You got to be a sis, guys. Let the people from let them say whatever they got to say from a distance, man. They're going to be over there talking smack over there. Let them talk. Because I've seen far too many good young brothers get hurt in the streets because they had to have an ego battle with someone they don't even know. You get what I'm saying? They had to have an ego battle with a guy that they met in a store because he took the last sausage dog at the deli or something. It's like, what are we fighting about, man? Is it like a fight should only happen when life or death is on the table, not egos. Ego battles are traps. Ego battles are traps. Trap doors. You have an ego battle with someone, you fall into a trap door. Okay? That's what an ego battle will do for you. You'll fall into a trap door. There's no gravity behind an ego battle. You'll just get into some nonsensical and asinine commentary with somebody, and next thing you know, somebody says the right word, and next thing you know, fists begin to fly. You can avoid that kind of stuff. Those battles are most of the encounters that you're going to have out there in the street. That's the bulk of the fights and the pushing, shoving, the arguments. It's going to be because you had an ego battle with somebody. That's the most of it. That's about 90s. I would say about 90 to 95% of the interactions and the disputes are going to be ego driven. Somebody says something, or he disrespect me on my dead homies or on my mama or whatever they say these days. It's going to be something like that. He said this about my mama or about my grandma or on my dead homies and all this crazy stuff. And guys like me are sitting back like, brother, is this why you shot the guy? Really? Just because he said something you didn't like. He didn't do anything until he said something. And that's a lot of that. Sometimes they do stuff to people. I get that. I'm not naive, guys. I do know that people go too far and they actually do things to people that cause them to get hurt. I got that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about first base. Just this. This right here is what starts a lot of it. Just running your mouth. And some people can't take a person that runs their mouth at somebody. Some people can't take it. Some people have to avenge the feeling of despair that's rooted inside of them when someone says something they don't like. So they got to act in an aggressive manner to quell the level of disdain that they're feeling, the level of disrespect. They got to do something about it. So they're going to put this to this. A lot of people do. I wouldn't advise it because there's a lot that comes with that. Okay. So how not to get caught lacking? We back at that. If you are ever out there and you're encountering this type of stuff and you come across somebody that's talking crazy and disrespecting you from afar, you can just let that go. And chances are, if you're not getting into it with them, they're going to talk a little bit and they're going to go one way and you're going to go the other. It's going to be done. You might feel like a little small man a little bit inside because your pride is going to be hurt a little bit. It's going to be hurt a little bit. Okay, your pride and your ego are going to take a little bit of a little slacking. But that's cool. Let your pride and ego take that little butt smacking. It's all right. Let it smack you around in the face a little bit. It's cool. Because guess what happens? Tomorrow you wake up in your bed perfectly healthy and you go on with your life. And you'll never see that guy again. More than likely, you'll never see them people again. Especially if you live in a big city. You're never going to see those people ever again. If you run into them and you have to get into this verbal slacking and your ego gets beat up a little bit. Oh, okay. I'll go home and, sleep it off and I'll be all right the next day. I'll just go down to the heavy bag and take it out on the bag a little bit and you're good to go. But it's no need to sit there and take it farther from a verbal altercation from a guy that's standing 42 feet away from you. That's stage one. Let's talk about stage 2. When the threat becomes imminent, how you handle it. All right. So let's say you're standing there and the guy that's running his mouth saying something to you actually starts to breach the barrier of your personal space. Now, the personal space barrier to me is about 5 feet. Because somebody can lunge really quick to you within 5 feet. If it's about 6 feet away, they got to put up a little bit more of athleticism to cover the distance. Within 6 feet, 6.5 or 7 feet. It takes them a little bit more effort to get closer to you. 5 feet doesn't take much. Just one nice step, one big step towards you and a swing and it's on. The way I see it is, if the person is within 5 feet of you and they are saying this and that, they're running their mouth, they da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm going to take that as an act of aggression because you're way too close. You're not coming at me asking me how my family is doing. You're not saying, hey, man, you watched the game last night? Oh, that's cool, brother. What you do this weekend? Da-da-da-da-da. And you got to watch out for people that try that too. But that's down the line. But number 2, if they are within your proximity, close by you, and they're just and they're talking with fighting words, do not, on everything I believe in, people, if a person exceeds a 5-yard boundary of proximity to you, and that's maybe 5 feet, 2 arms lengths and a half or something like that, and they're right there on you, you're going to have to put that person down. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what has to happen. Because let me give you a case in point. I've witnessed many encounters in person, on the internet, on Instagram. I've been watching this all my life. That you'll get guys that'll stand there with their hands down and let somebody get right in their face. It's insane. And that dude is screaming on them like a drill sergeant. Like, ah! And he's like leaning in on you. And you know body language, when a person leans in and squares up their shoulders, that means they're ready to attack. And they put their head forward like this. And they like touching you or bumping your head or right in your face. And they screaming down on you. And spittle is flying in your face. And all this stuff, little spittle droplets is hitting you in your face. That's assault. You're assaulting me in a number of ways if you're within 5 yards of me talking crazy. Please do not, for all my good brothers out there and my young, lovely ladies and sisters, if anyone breaches a 5-yard barrier, or rather a 5-foot barrier, that's a threat, especially if they're using fighting words. Like, I'm going to kick you, I'm going to do this to you, blah, 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 I'm going to do that. Don't wait and see. Because I've seen a lot of times that they actually do carry it out. They'll actually come and bop and hit you right on the joy buzzer and put you down. And the people be standing there like looking up at the sky with blood trickling out of their nose and busted on their mouth and the eye all swollen and a big quail egg on the front of their head right here. And you land in the street or on the sidewalk or in some grass or something, or near your car in a parking lot, or up against a shelf in a store. These things happen when you allow people to breach your security barrier. I am here to tell you, do not allow that. Do not allow anyone to breach your personal security barrier within 5 feet. You come 5 feet near me talking crazy, I'm going to help you out. I'm not going to wait for you to help me. No, I'm going to assume that's a threat, because most of the time, even if they don't intend to do anything, if you come near me and you're doing this, I'm going to assume that the next thing you want to do is attack me because I didn't approach you. No, I didn't aggress you with a verbal confrontation and verbal battery. You chose to batter me with your verbal dispute and all that funky breath that you're bringing with you. I don't want none of that in my head. Keep you, your ugly face, and your funky breath, and your funky body parts, and your BO, and your ugly haircut, and your raggedy dress style, and your run over shoes, and everything else you got going on, your funky armpits. Keep all that stuff over there. I don't even want you near me. Smell like weed and beer and whatever else drug you done smuggled. Keep all that funkiness out of my circumference, or I'm going to help you out. I'm telling you now, if it's me, if you approach me 5 yards or 5 feet, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to do what good guys like me do. I'm going to hold the high ground. Believe it. I'm going to hold the high ground. You're not going to aggress me that close to me talking crazy, and you're going to sit there and expect me to clam up. Oh my God. Or I'm going to wait for you to do something to me? No way. I'm going to take the next step. I'll just say it like that. I'm going to put it very nicely. I'm going to neutralize the threat. Immediately. I'm going to neutralize that threat. And they'll never see it coming because they're too far away. But I consider that within my personal boundary, that I'm not going to allow anybody to get near. I'm going to treat it like an Aegis combat system of a U.S. Navy ship. A skiff or some kind of little pirate boat or some type of attack vessel gets within 300 yards of a Navy ship, Aegis combat system goes into effect and starts launching rockets and JDAMs and Sea Sparrows and all types of anti attack weaponry starts going online. Sea Whiz starts to fire up. I'm gonna treat it like that. I'm not gonna give you a chance to get off your offensive. Sometimes the best defense is a better offense. Sometimes the better offense is a better defense, but you plug and you play. In this case, the best defense against somebody like that is a better offense because they never see it coming. Because they still in mouth mode. Oh, I'm gonna talk this guy out of his head. And now, young ladies, same thing. Oh, ladies, man, they are vicious with their fights. Oh my God, they'll grab the hair and swing the girl down and bop, bop. I've seen some crazy stuff. Girls get even crazier than guys. Guys just go brute force. Guys are like big polar bears, big brown and black bears fighting, big grizzlies, just going at it, mauling each other like hippos, fighting each other, like animals in the wild when men fight. Stuff get broke and windows shatter and tables get flipped upside down. Girls, it can happen like that too. But for the most part, girls just be slamming each other by the hair. It'd be crazy. I can't believe they don't have neck problems after some of the stuff that I've seen what these girls be doing. It'd be crazy. But they do it. So, understanding how people will approach you, never let them get within 5 feet of you talking crazy. Now, let me give you a part B of that was A, 2A. Now, this is 2B. There are some people that try to get that little smooth approach on you, too. They're good at this. I've seen this in the hood many times. They'll come up to breach the barrier. They'll be talking all nice. Hey, man, so, wow! I've seen that, too. They'll come up. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We was all, bop! And the person never see it coming because they, like, got their guard down. And then I've seen where guys will be standing there and some of these crazy clowns will put their hands behind their back like this. I'm like, what is this? Like, who on God's green earth is putting their hands behind their back? When a guy get in their face, they'll put their hands behind their back. I've seen it. I'm like, who taught them this? They'll let the guy get right in their face like this. I've seen countless situations like that where a guy will walk right up to you and get slammed in their face like this. And the guy who's standing there will put his hands behind his back like this. I know you can't see my hands, but they're behind my back. And I'm like, what is going on here? My instructor, the late, great Jack Gentry, used to teach us, nah, man, you don't ever let anybody approach you get within 5 feet. And if they do, you back them off. Hey, man, stay right there. And instead of putting your hands down or in the fig leaf position where they hold their hands like this and they're kind of covering up their groin, it's a submissive position for guys to be in to do that. Don't ever put your hands like this and cover up your groin with it. Like stop that. Don't put your hands in any way where they cannot be defense mechanisms if you need them. No, instead, guys and ladies, you don't stand face to face with anybody. That's just stupid. Okay? Stop doing this. Stop standing face to face with people that's talking smack about hurting you. This square face to face. What are you doing? And your hands behind your back. You look crazy. No, you stand at an angle. You blade yourself off. Right? Either left shoulder or right shoulder. Point it right at them. You give them less to hit. And when you blade off at an angle, you want to take this hand and kind of place it like this. And this hand, you place this and you kind of just like sit like this. So that way you got this, you got this. You got blocking you can do, right? You got all of these blocks. You got all the stuff you can use to cover up your face with. See this? You got all of this. Right? That's what you want. You don't stand with your hands like in the fig leaf position or your hands behind your back like an imbecile. You stand like this because I can do a chop and a neck strike at the same time. Whap, like this. Whap, like that. I got a 2-strike. One, a hammer fist. I can be like this. And when I turn it over and I strike with those knuckles to the bridge of your nose, you lose your eyesight for like 14 seconds. Because your eyes are teared up. You see black. You got these stars in it. You ain't seeing nothing out. Bow! Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a hammer fist right to the bridge of your nose. A back fist right to the bridge of your nose. Bap! Just like that. Bow! And while I'm doing that, I got this hand here because it's under here. And this hand will come off like this. And this hand will come like this. So I'm doing a 2-for-1 strike like this. Let me back it up so you can see it. This is what it would look like. This will go to your throat. This will go to the bridge of your nose simultaneously. Bow! Like that. That's what you're going to get if you get close to me. Talking crazy, my hand's going to automatically go like this. I'm like, yeah, all right, man. Yeah. If he tries, look what I got here. Look what I got. If my hand is here and I'm like, all right, bro, I hear what you're saying. It don't matter how he swings at me. He can swing a haymaker with his right hand, which is going to come from this direction. I got this as a block. He throws a left hook punch from this side. I got this to block his hook punch. And look what his hand is. Ready to counter. Ready to strike. So I got a block, strike. Boom. He goes this way. Block, strike. That way. Boom. I'm set with this right here. And this hand is riding on the bottom of my chest. Like right here. Right? And this hand is just like this. So I got guard on both. I got like this. I'm like this. So no matter what he does, he get too close to me, you'll back up, dude. Put this hand right in his chest. You'll back up. Back up. He swings, bow, like that. He comes that side, bow, like that, right? He comes this way, bow. He comes that way, bow, bow, elbow. You got all types of things you can do, right? Close quarters combat. I'm going to start a training on this for all of y'all that need to learn these things. Close quarters, CQC. Quantum's close quarters combat training. It's coming. We're going to do lives on this, okay? I'm just setting it all in motion when I think y'all ready for it. But guys, whenever you feel threatened, whenever you sense that there may be a little something off about that person standing across from you, and I do this anyway, even if I'm standing in front of somebody that I don't really trust like that, I don't know you, I don't trust you, and you giving me these weird vibes, like you just might try something, this coming right out. This hand right here, this a position right here. It's coming out. This right here. Yeah, I got you, man. Yep. And it's spring loaded, and I'm barely like angled off to the side like this. I ain't going into a defensive posture like this. So he can he'll be like, oh shoot. No, you just kind of like, you know, hey, I hear you, man. You just kind of like this. This needs to be. This is gonna be your attack hand completely. You can't really. You can block with this if you want. I wouldn't. You got this for blocking on both sides. You see what you got? Like a windshield wiper. But you got it. You got to block either side. You got block, 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 strike, strike with the palm to the bridge of the nose, back fist. You got a ridge hand strike with this part of your hand to the base of the carotid artery, knock him out cold. Okay, I didn't want to turn this into a martial arts training class. I apologize. I get so into it because I love to exact punishment on people that deserve it. I love it. No, let me just take a break for that for 1 second. I'm a weird one. Let me say it like this. I'm one of these guys that I don't like violence. When I'm in my regular demeanor, I'll do everything in my power to avoid it. I hate it. I hate combat. When I'm just in my element, like now, when we're having a conversation with my good people, all In Quantum's subscribers and followers and everybody out there, I'm the most chill guy in the world. I'm the most fun-loving guy. I hate violence. I hate battling when it just... I'm trying my best to stay out of confrontation because I'm chilling. When I'm just level, coolest experience you'll ever get. You'll never get any rah-rah out of me, none of that stuff. None of that. Fun, loving, enjoying my life, enjoying people that's with me, around me. That's just me. But I'm one of those guys that have a tiger. I have two tigers. I got the peaceful dragon or the peaceful tiger, and I got that ferocious one. And the ferocious one stays down pretty much most of the time. Right? He's down. The peaceful, fun-loving tiger that's like to run up on you, grab you, and hug you, and give you love, and jump all over you and stuff. The one that will never hurt you, that's mostly me for the most part. But then that dark tiger that's in there, certain things will awaken that tiger, and I don't like it because I don't like what that tiger comes out. I don't even recognize it. I don't recognize it. It's one of those tigers that will come out and bring destruction. So I try to keep that tiger tame as much as possible. I try to feed him when I'm supposed to. It's like one of those ones when you go to feed him, you're like, and you open the cage and you throw the food in there, and that you hear him, and he's in the dark and he's tearing the food up, and he spit the bones back, and they're like, and they shut the thing and try to get out of there before that sucker. That's my other tiger. I keep him in a dark place with a chain like this thick. The links are like this thick. Because if I let that sucker out of there, I just leave it at that. And that tiger loves violence. That tiger loves to bring destruction. He loves to devour things that he can devour. He loves it. Oh, he loves it more than anything. He loves the exact pain and anguish and retribution and fire and deciduous, blows. That tiger, he loves to maul you. He will maul you. He loves it. And I have a time sometimes fighting to keep these two tigers separate, because sometimes they try to come together and I'm like, no, don't need you to come together. I need you to be separate. I need these tigers to stay on two invisible lines. The one that everybody loves to be around that ain't afraid of them, and the one over here that nobody really wants to bother. That's that one that I keep over there for a reason. I don't want him mingling with my day-to-day. It's not good for anybody. And for the most part, no one ever gets to see him. No one ever gets to know him or to feel him or to understand what he's about. Perfect. I love it that way. Stay away from that guy. That tiger will maul you and spit out the bones. Anyway, I say all that to say this. A lot of people have that tiger or two that they don't know. A lot of people have never met that other tiger until the situation or circumstances require it to. So that tiger has come out a number of times. That dark one, Dark Quantum, comes out when he has to. Now, you want to be in the circumference of people who will never bring out those dark traits about you. Because if they're really like reaching in and pulling out some darkness about you, they either want to see harm brought to you, or they want to bring out the worst in you. They want you to hurt people. Stay away from people like that. If you know them, just stay away from them, because they're not going to do anything good for your life. Stay away from people that bring out your dark characteristics. Your dark characteristics are supposed to be there just to protect you and protect the ones around you, your loved ones, your friends, or whoever. It's there for that purpose. It's not there to be using it to prey upon people. So when you're out there amongst the average Joes of the world that don't really know you, show them the nicer side. Say, hey man, let's relax. You don't have to be all loud and saying all that. Nobody wants to get into it with you, man. Stay over there 45 feet away. Say all you want to say. Have a good day. But the moment they breach that 5 feet, I ain't even going to ask them anymore, personally. And I suggest you don't either. They breach a 5-foot barrier. What are you asking them questions about? You shouldn't be talking to them about anything at that point. At that point, it's go time. And that's how I'm going to treat it, because I'm going to let the other tiger out and he's going to maul you, and don't be mad at me, because I don't know why you approached me with all this crazy stuff when you could have stayed right over there and left me alone. But no, you had to be ego driven and show everybody around here that you're a tough guy, when I'm going to show you that you're not in like literally like 10 seconds. 8 seconds, you're out. Fight's over. And it's going to be one of the worst things you ever imagined in your life. That I can tell you. You never ever. And again, the ego will never allow you to understand that there are people out there who are greater than you at certain things. That's like me pulling up to the Charlotte Hornets basketball camp or training camp. I'll beat everybody in here one-on-one. And then LaMelo and them look at me like, that's what's gonna happen to me. I can be as confident as I want. You ever heard those people that use that crazy word? This is one thing I hate. They'll go, yeah, you know karate, but I know crazy. No, you mean going to the hospital and being on medication for the next 6 months and getting the rods put in your arm from the broken bones. That's what you know. Oh, I see red. I'm going to go crazy when I see red. What does seeing red got to do? I see all kinds of colors. I look up at the sky, I see blue. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I see red. I go crazy. I start blinking and flipping out. No, you're going to be uncoordinated and you're going to get your neck broke. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get guillotined until you fall asleep. Okay? It's what's going to happen to you. You're going to get your jaw reconstructed when you see red and start going crazy. I laugh so hard when people use that. I know crazy. You might know karate, but I know crazy. Or I see red. Well, guess what I see? Dead people when you mess with me. How about that? I'm not playing around. And I suggest don't let no one close to y'all in a 5-foot circumference of you without taking this posture. None of this fig leaf. Put your hand on your gonads, dudes. Girls be doing all this to the girl. The girls are getting your face and start pointing in your face like this. I've seen them do it. Girls don't be standing with their hand behind their back with their hands in the feet. They don't do that. Nah, they be all listening to each other's face. Yeah, and that's ain't no one of them grab the hair and it's a wrap. It's on. One of them grab. It's funny because sometimes I see both of them grab each other's hair and they be pulling on their hair, and then one will just start hitting the other one. It go crazy. It be going down with them girls. The girls will be playing around, man. But I'm saying with the guys, y'all got to quit giving yourselves up. Giving up your defensive high ground because you want to. I don't know what they think that looks like. I think they believe that it looks like they're tough or something, where they're going to stick their chin out. Like, hit me with your best shot. Y'all remember that? Back in the day, the movies. Hit me right here. Go ahead. And this ain't no somebody. Wow! This thing, they on the ground. Yo, man. Put that smelling salts in their nose. And, it's insane. Don't do that. Stop, man. Stop getting in people's faces with your hands down. Okay? Let's refrain from doing that. Let's refrain from putting our hands anywhere but protecting our face to some degree. You know, when I'm talking to people, I'm talking to them like this. I keep a hand here for this purpose. Okay? If you connect with a punch on me, it's not going to hit as hard. You might get around and clip me a little bit, but it's going to be less of an impact because I'm going to take the force out of it. See this? I got defense when I do this. I can go all the way and defend. I can go high. I can guard. I got a low level defense. I can block like this. If you try to hit me in the goal nest, I got a good defense with this. I don't know what this is. My hands behind my back, or with the fig leaf with my hands behind my gonads. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Stop doing that, guys. Okay? And get into the understanding of mindset of understanding that people are going to prey on weaker people. That's number 3. People read body language very well. Aggressive people are going to get aggressive when they see an opportunity to be aggressive. If they can look at you and discern that you're not as aggressive as they are, they're going to be more aggressive than you, and then they're going to exact some type of physical punishment towards you, is what they're going to do. Okay? So you have to understand that when people are anywhere near your circumference, before they even make the decision that I'm going to try this guy or this girl, I'm going to try this person, see what they're made of, they've already made up in their minds that you're weaker than them. What does it look like, a person that knows that they're not as strong as you mentally or physically, but they're going to try you anyway? What does that work at? All my Panthers fans out there, y'all know what it is. Keep pounding. But what does that work at? Where they do that at? Where they say, oh man, that dude is definitely about 50 or 60 pounds heavier than me. He's more muscular than I am. He looks like a football player. I think I'm gonna try this dude. yeah, I think I can take him. If it happens, it's once in a blue moon in a lifetime. Once every 52 years, you'll see that. No, normally what you're going to see is when a person decides they're going to be aggressive with you, it's because they already believe that they can defeat you. In their mind, they believe they can defeat you already. Okay, already. When they see you from a distance, and they say, yeah, that's that punk. I'm gonna run up on this dude and punk this dude. They already believe in their mind that they can accomplish the task at hand. So you're a target. You know those, like the Terminator, and the Terminator can see all the red digital. It goes target acquired. That's what's gonna happen to you. It's gonna say target acquired in a Siri voice. Target acquired. And they're going to just be zoning on you because they think that they can take you. Predators prey on easy prey. They don't prey on the tough prey because it's too hard for them to conquer it. And plus, they might get hurt trying to take it out. That's why people don't attack people larger than them that probably can do damage to them. They'll go after the low-hanging fruit every time. The path of least resistance is what everybody is going to take. And I'm not saying you need to walk around like a tough guy trying to dissuade people from wanting to come after you. No. You need to have confidence as an aura around you. Like it needs to be pulsating off of your body. You know how they say when they meet Michael Jordan, it's like he was glowing? You need to be glowing with confidence. When people come near you, they need to be able to feel something like when they walk past you, they gotta be like, yeah. When a guy walk past you and he gives you this, he understands it now. Like that dude, the ultimate shooter. I understand it now. That's how guys have to be when they walk past you. When people walk past you, they need to be able to look at you and be like, yeah. Because they can feel it. They don't know you. They just get this pulsating energy or radiation off of you that tells them you're going to get screwed up. You mess with this guy the wrong way, he's going to hurt you. That does exist. I got a story I can tell you about that. Happened to me. I say about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I was walking in the mall. Love going to the mall. Just chilling. It's packed that night. It's around Christmas time. So everybody and their mama was there. Like Bernie Mac say, everybody and their mama here, including the law. That's what it was in the mall. Everybody and their mama was there, including the law. Cops was everywhere, for shoplifting and stuff. So it was so many people at this mall. Oh my good, it was Christmas time, and everybody was trying to get their last minute shopping in, and everybody's everywhere. And it's packed. And I'm walking from one end, and the store that I was going to, I saw a clearance site was on the other end. I could see the store, but it was felt like 5 miles away, but it was way down there. But I said, I'm going to keep walking because I have a store that I need to go to because I'm chilling, walking around, seeing what was up. And I'm walking. But everybody that knows when they walk with me, they know how I walk. I see through everybody. I scan the perimeter. I'm looking, I'm watching, I'm feeling the people that passing me by. I ain't just passing people by. I'm absorbing their energy. Okay? I'm absorbing everything about the environment. I'm absorbing the Christmas music, the smells of the roasted pecans and whatever, the little nutty Bavarian pecans and all. I'm absorbing everything. Cheesecake Factory's over there. I'm absorbing it all. I'm taking it in. See, I become one with the energy and the atmosphere. I'm not just a fly on the wall walking around, oh my God, getting bumped around in the mall. That ain't me. A lot of people are just walking around in there and they have no correlation to what's happening around them. No. I'm gliding through this mall and I'm absorbing. I'm feeding off the energy in these places because I need to get a pulse on what's going on. I need to be able to feel when something's about to go awry. I'm looking, I'm watching, I'm looking at this guy, I'm looking at that woman, I'm seeing who's going to do something crazy and I'm not on edge. It's just I'm being observant. And I'm letting the environment paint the picture for me. So I'm not jumping to conclusions. So I don't have to treat everybody like they're an enemy. No, I'm just going to read your energy, and once you do something crazy, I'll know how to handle it. Simple. If I read good energy off of you, it's just like when the Terminator was walking around and he was reading all those people's energy. Friendly, foe, adversary, make and model of the year of that car, the make and model of that bike, the guy who he took his leather outfit, the whole nine. I'm observing the atmosphere. I'm getting like a full lay of the land. I'm like taking it all in, man. I'm like absorbing it all. It's like a brain of energy, right? I'm just letting it come to me. And I see this guy. I kid you not. This guy had to been 100 yards away from me, but I saw him as if he was right in front of me. But he was way down, and it was like we were on a collision course to come right towards each other. It's like I saw him, he saw me. He looked at me, I looked at him, and I said, I'm gonna set my path. And I didn't think much of it. I didn't think that he was gonna eventually end up in front of me. But I just said, I'm watching everybody. So as I keep walking, he keeps walking. And he gets close. And I see him, and he sees me. We're like 10 feet away from each other. People everywhere, bumping people. No one's bumping me. They bumping everybody. People getting bumped. Their bags getting knocked loose and stuff. He gets within 3 feet of me. And it's almost like whoever was in front of him was kind of forcing him in front of me because they were like walking this way. And it's like he was looking forward to bumping into me. Just the way it came across like it was his agenda to bump into me. Like he had to hit me shoulder to shoulder. Like that's what I think he was thinking because I can see it in his eyes. I can read this guy. He was looking at me like, yep, I ain't moving. That's how he was looking at me. Like, I'm going to stay right here. So I said, I'm going to stay right here. But I ain't going to get in no ego battle. See, in Hapkido, we got movement patterns that we like. It's called an L-shaped movement. I'll show you what happened. He is walking, full steam, boom, boom, boom. I'm walking. He gets literally right in front of me, and I look like this, and he literally could have moved over. He could have just went around me, and I could have I had less place to move. I had people right here, but he had nobody near him. He could have just went around. But no, he was like, I'm going through this dude. That's what he was thinking. I'm going to go through this guy. But you know what I did? Cool and clean, calm, relaxed, quantum, hit him with a move he ain't never seen in his life. As he came up, he got close. His shoulder was right here. I saw it in real time. And I hit him with an L movement like this. And I went behind his back like this. So I basically hit him with one of these, like that. He came past. I put my arm on it. As he went his shoulder, boom. I went around his back and parried him off to the side. He went like this. He was like, ugh. And he never touched me, but I touched him. He was right here. He was going to run right into me with his shoulder. But I, boom, just like that. And that's a move we use in Hapkido to clear space to get people off of you. Now I could have, if I'd have put my foot down, I would have threw him. If I would have went to a judo thing, I could have whoop, and he launched him about 10 feet. Or I could have clipped him and made him fall on the ground if I wanted to. But I said, this guy don't know anything. He don't know what he's doing. He's going to be, this is a tall dude. He's like 6'3". He's taller than, I'm a little over 6. I'm about 6'1". He was right at me. And he thought he was going to just go plow through me. But I was like, whoom. And he was like, hey, I'm going to go back to the mall. And I'm going to find a security guy. And I'm going to pay somebody to find that footage on the camera. I'm going to pay a dude. I give you $500 if you give me the footage of like December the 21st, 2023. I need the footage of right in front of Burberry, because I was right in the luxury area. I said, I need the footage of this spot right here. I need that. I'll pay for it. I'm like, man, if I could find somebody I could pay that, I would have paid for that, man. I'd have been like, yo, because I can hit rewind and keep rewinding it and showing people how I did it. The look on his face, the reason why I want that video is so people can see the look. When he flew past me like this after I hit him with that right there, and he went that way, he turned around. He was like, yo. He said, yo, my man. Because I kept walking. I wasn't even going to turn around. I just kept walking, right? He said, yo, my man. I turned around. He said, yo, hey, let me holler at you a second, brother. I just got to ask you a question. Okay. So I turned around, went back to talk to him. I said, what's up, brother? I said, you good, man? I said, we just kind of got tight and all the little people in the way. He's like, no, I ain't tripping off that, man. I ain't tripping off that. No. He said, bro. He said, I ain't never had anybody do that before. Like, move me out the way. And I said, you was about to bump into me. He was like, well, I wasn't trying to, man. He was lying. He was telling a lie. Straight Negro. Lying. I said, nah, you're just gonna run into me, man. You know you was. He's like, nah, I wasn't trying to, man. I said, all right. He said, he said, brother, I could tell from over there when I was coming to, he said, you walk like you know something. Ain't no one has ever said that to me. He said, you walk like you know something. And I said, all right, brother. I said, yeah, I dabble a little bit in, a couple things. I know a little bit of something. I know how to move. And he was like, yeah, man. He said, whatever you know, brother, I wouldn't want to be on the other side if you have to use it. He said that to me. And I broke out laughing. And we got to talking a little bit while we were standing there. And he asked me, I told him some stuff. And he was like, he said, I knew it, man. I knew it. He said, I'm glad I didn't push you or nothing, man. You probably would have put me on the ground. I said, nah. But he was intrigued. He said, I've never heard anybody say that. He said, you walk like you know something. And I'm glad you decided not to put me on the ground because you easily could have. I said, well, yeah, could have. But that would have done anything but start something. And I don't want to start anything with anybody. So I said, yeah, well, I got the skill to do it, yes. But will I do it for no reason? No. But I was intrigued, but I never forgot that. I always tell people that story. So your ego sometimes could have got me into a fight. I could have just bumped his chest like this and that would have been a problem. But understanding combative sciences, not to be lacking out there in the street. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. Okay? Some idiots would have bumped the gun, turned around and swung at them. It's people out there that do stupid crap like that. Matter of fact, the baby got into a brawl at the Louis Vuitton store right in front of where I was standing at. I thought about that. I said, dang, I'd been fighting in the mall like the baby. Because the baby knocked the dude out in the Louis store right beside where I was standing at, right across from the Burberry store. And I was like, if the baby gonna knock you out, I mean, the baby put one on that dude, but he wasn't trying to fight. The guy was starting with him. Oh, man, the baby, look at he's over there looking stupid. The baby was like, man, but boom. And that's what ends up happening, people. Egos will cost you. I'm not one to run around with the ego. I ain't on that ego stuff, man. I'm almost 50 years old. Almost 50 years old. I don't have time to get into stick measuring contests and ego battles and back and forth and sweating up my good clothes and stuff like that, battling and wrestling with somebody in the middle. No. That's part 3, people. It's understanding the movement of other people and how they target you. That guy clearly targeted me when he was walking towards me. Now, he kind of admitted, he's like, yeah, man, I was just walking, man. I saw you, man, but, I was just, yeah, that means you saw me and you could have did something like move out the way, but you chose not to. Thank you for admitting that, but all he did was confirm my point. Yeah, people are going to try you because they think they can, but when they learn that it's a bad idea to try you, they pull back. They say, oh, that could have went awry. Very badly. Right? So I tell ladies the same thing. Ladies, when you're out there and you're moving around doing your thing, be mindful of your surroundings and what people are out there trying to do. Because certain kinds of men are going to try to take indecent liberties with women. Yes, they're out there, right? It's fewer and far between as you think, because it's only a certain amount of people out there that are doing that kind of stuff. They're like career criminals and people who have a history with that type of thing. And it's not a lot of people like that. It's a small few of people that are perpetuating these crimes. And a lot of people don't understand that. what happens is most women think that most guys are capable of doing that. Well, anybody is capable of doing anything, but it's about a mindset. What's their intent? Are they desiring to go after you? Are they the kind of people that do that? Chances are no, but there are always going to be unsavory and unscrupulous people out there. Just understand that, whether men or women, for men or women, or for attacking ladies or whatever, there's always going to be unscrupulous people permeating our atmosphere. They're everywhere. They're going to be there. But it's only a small amount of those people who are exacting that type of energy out there on people, walking around preying upon people. I just saw a video a couple of days ago where there was a guy, and you know, my condolences to him for what he went through. Apparently his son was deleted by somebody that, you know, bludgeoned him or something like that. I don't know the full story. I just saw the clip. And then I saw the guy was walking around in one part of the city somewhere here in Charlotte. I don't know where he was at, but he was walking around just knocking random women out. Just wow. And it's just wow. And these women were just jogging and, you know, just doing their thing. And he just, for no reason, he would just start talking crazy to him while they're on the ground, like looking at him like, what the? Bewildered and disoriented because he's nailed him in the face, and they're kind of looking at him like knocked out, and he's screaming on them. Some of them were like running from him in the middle of traffic. He was chasing a couple of them. I'm like, what is this? It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. But there are people like that. There are people on this public transportation that'll get up and try you out of nowhere. So you're going to have to defend yourself at some point in your life. I hope never. But for me to sit there and tell you it'll never happen, I'd be lying to you. It's possible that any and everybody is going to have to defend themselves. I've had to defend myself a multitude of times. Younger age. Not my adult age so much, no. Because I know how to move around and get out of stuff. But when you're like 18, 17, 16, you're going to attract a lot more of that energy. And I was able to put a lot of those people down. Quantum's hands are decent. So I said to say this, ladies, if you're out there, not every man that you're going to cross paths with are criminals or unscrupulous in nature or whatever. You have to be able to read body language as well. You have to be able to scan people as they get near you. You don't want people coming near you that look like they're on something else. You just have to be able to just watch and just look at them and see what kind of mannerisms they're giving off. There was a guy, I saw a video a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years back. It was a guy, I think it was in the UK somewhere. He was walking around in the street on the sidewalk, and when he would pass him, he would just stab him. Boom. I'm like, dog. I mean, he just, unsuspecting people just walking down the street, minding their business, and some guy walking past you just turn. Wow, with a knife. Just hit you right here. With a knife. Boom. I'm telling you now. You poke me with a knife like that, if I don't leave the earth, you're going to leave the earth. It's just that simple. That's it. And trust me, you're going to leave the earth. I promise you, if you do that to me, you're going to leave the earth. I'm not playing. Now, the goal for this show, this video, and my channel, a lot of the times, is to educate people on how to protect themselves. Because I don't want these things happening to y'all. I see it too much. I witness it. I can see it happening in real time, in slow motion, before it erupts. And I want people to learn how to watch and read these things. Teach you your surroundings. All right? A martial arts class ain't going to do that. It'll teach you what to do when you're in a scenario, but chances are you want to avoid those situations. You want to avoid that stuff from actually happening. So you want to be on the right side of things to dissuade or de-escalate certain circumstances from transpiring. You want to be the guy to put out the light on the fuse instead of let that fuse just go all the way down to boom, it blows up. So that's what this was about. This is about teaching you guys combative science, understanding your surroundings, being able to look and see things that are omnipresent, which means everywhere. Okay? You see people coming, always keep your eyes on people coming. I don't care who they are. Until you're out of a safe zone, always keep your eyes peeled, because people will come at you. One way or the other, they're always going to show themselves and display themselves. And you need to be on the right side of that. You need to be mentally in the driver's seat. Don't let anyone else get on the driver's seat and cut you off and become the conductor of your livelihood. You are the conductor of your livelihood. I don't care what all this is doing. People talking smack, walk away. But the moment they get close to you, they're talking that smack. Whap! Straight up. Don't play. You put these people where they're supposed to be if they come into a position where they can harm you. You always want to be the person that can de-escalate, but you want to be able to escalate it if necessary. You want to own the rights to the escalation. Okay? All right? So that is pretty much the synopsis of this particular video tonight. All right? So I want y'all to do me a favor, okay? If you are new to my channel, if you just happen to show up tonight for the first time and you sat through this entire presentation, do me a favor and subscribe to the content. Subscribe to the channel. Like, share, all the good stuff to get that algorithm geared up. Because I'm aiming for something here. I'm aiming for a market, obviously, of people who are intrigued by this type of thing. And I know everyone wants to know about this. We will be doing trainings too coming up soon. We will be doing active trainings, right? On how to handle certain things with striking and things like that. We'll show you the proper striking scenarios to get in and out of circumstances that can hurt you and harm your livelihood, that can prohibit you from going home at night. We're going to show you how to extend your life when you leave your house, okay? Bring you home safely to your family. It's the idea. So, again, it's been a pleasure educating and sharing information and dialogue and data with you all. Yada, yada, yada. So go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment down below on the content. Let me know what you guys think, how we can improve it, get it better. We're just working on it. We're going to get better, I promise. All right? So with that being said, thank y'all so much for your time. And it's in quantum. And I'm out of this joint. Peace.